I guess it's going. That's pretty loud. There we go. All right. And hey, you guys. Welcome to the, I suppose, inaugural edition of the Adventure Squad podcast. We're not exactly sure what this thing is going to be yet, but I believe we'll figure it out as we go.
I have some ideas. I mean, they all end in excellence at the end of the day.
My name is David. My guest today is also David. Mr. David Strauss. Say hello, David.
Hello, David.
There we go. David and David. Yeah. What are we podcasting?
What are we podcasting about?
But
we could really save the world if given the task.
So what I thought would be a good idea for episode 1 would be to explain where exactly Adventure Squad came from. And I thought, who better to have on than you, because this works out.
Absolutely.
So we can set it up as follows. You and I used to work at the same bar.
The same bar, absolutely. An establishment not to be named.
Actually, we can name it if we want, because it doesn't matter anymore. We can talk all the shit we want now.
I thought we were just giving no free pub anywhere.
Well, pub too. It doesn't matter. The bar sucks ass. Do you want to drop it? I don't really care.
We worked at a less than favorable environment for quite some time.
Okay, we'll say that. So we worked there, and one of the deals when you work at the bar is, you work till here in the Metro Detroit area in Michigan. The last call's 2 a.m., so everybody's got to be out of the bar. That's pretty uniform across the country, except for New York, right?
Except for cool cities. No, New York,
I think
Chicago, and New Orleans does not stop.
Okay. Well, either way.
Shouts to New Orleans and Mardi Gras.
So right around let's say 1:15 on a Saturday night, I would go, "Hey, Dave," and you'd say, "Yeah," and I'd go, "Adventure?" Because the idea was that once we would get out of the bar, there would be some kind of after-hour spot we might be able to go find and go hang out and go party afterwards.
Absolutely.
And no matter what, even if it was just the equivalent of just going out to a bar, there was always something kind of funny that would happen or some interesting character we would meet. And whatever whatever.
Well, yeah, well, as you're shutting down a bar and taking straight shots of Jameson, then you go to some illegal after-hour spot, which we won't mention, and start downing shots of Jameson.
No, we won't mention that place because we like that place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or those places.
Hilarity shall ensue. There's a lot of different reasons in life that you mention or don't mention things, right?
Right. Yeah. So it's
it's interesting. I'd like to keep that dichotomy going.
Beauty of the self-censor.
Yeah,
but So then that just turned into a thing where when we would decide, when we'd kind of pull the trigger and make that call, all right, yeah, we're going to go out after work and go fucking party till the sun comes up. That was it. We would just proclaim adventure. And then pretty soon when we just started going out on other nights, everybody else started coming, and that was it. We just sort of started calling anyone who was hanging out with us the Adventure Squad, which, I don't know, I think always sounds kind of cool if you're fucking...
It does. It's like we're here to save the day with kegs and other party favors, which we won't name.
Right. Well, it is a good time. So there's that. So that was one thing. I wanted to make sure we set that up. And then one of the other things, I figured the way this will kind of eventually develop, and I don't know, as we get more episodes under our belt, whenever they kind of come out and plop, whatever, we'll do a couple different things. We'll do some themes. I know a couple of our other buddies have some pretty funny ideas that will, or at least interesting ideas. We'll see how they go. Maybe we get you doing something that you find to be both challenging and inspirational or some shit. I don't know.
Right. Well, I'm into movies.
Right. That was actually brought me to what I was going to say here. After I take a swig of my fountain soda. One of the things that I'd like to do, and it'll probably be it might be the next one, it might be the one after that, I don't know. We'll figure that part out. We're going to get a little on-air movie bomber.
I knew you were going to go there.
I figured you might have. So I figure if we take this time to kind of set up what this is, and at least kind of explain the origins of the game and give the rules, anyone who wants to give this a listen, and they get that, and it's a lot easier to move into the next one. So when we were working at the same shitty bar,
let's call it Shit Bar.
Yeah, right.
Which is actually a pretty cool name for
I think
bar.
it's actually, that's isn't the word Italian? That means that? But, so, we were working, and there's I'll call him a kid, because he was at least 7, 8, 9, 10 years younger than us.
Yeah.
But some kid that was working there. Good
He had
guy.
his whole life ahead of him, whereas us.
But he was a good kid, and we were kind of standing around, and it was, you know, probably like a middle of the week night or something, nothing really going on. And I'm like, I go, oh, you know what we should do? We should kind of come up with something while we're killing time and do like a drive-in game. Like when you take the letters of the alphabet, and you would go first, and A is for Aardvark, and I would say, oh, B is for Bumblebee, and then C is for Camel. We would keep going until someone gets stumped.
Yeah, but a game less sucky.
Exactly. I was trying to come up with an example of something that would kill time that you don't actually need to have utensils for. So like a car game.
All right.
And he says, "Oh, you like movies, right?" And I said, "Yeah, apparently." And he goes, "I think you would be good at the game called Movie Bomber." And I said, "I don't know what this game is, but I suspect you are right, sir." So he explained to us the rules, and they were as follows. It's set up like the game when you're in a game of hoops playing horse. But instead of spelling the word horse, you spell the word bomber. So is that an extra B-O-M-B-E-R, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a spelling bee champ, but I think you got it.
Six letters instead of 5. Yeah, let's just making sure. I like how I did it on my fingers, and I looked down, I was holding up 5 fingers. I said, pretty sure it's 6. Wow, that was...
Self-censor, self-corrector. You got a lot of things inside there.
A lot of things going on.
With the ohm.
Yeah, sometimes things get overlooked. But so it's set up like a game of horse, and the way you give someone the letter to like stump them or stump them and give them a letter is by making them not be able to name the actor or movie that comes up on their turn. And the way the turns are set up are as follows. Like, let's do a real quick example. If I was playing against you in a game of Movie Bomber, I would start and I would say Keanu Reeves, and you would name a Matrix movie. Or, I'm sorry, Jesus Christ.
What, you're just going to say I'm that predictable?
Yes.
All right, first of all, so somebody either starts by naming an actor or a movie, and then the next person has to name, if I start with an actor, then you have to say a movie that the actor's in.
Or if they name the movie, you got to go with the act, or and another actor.
Yeah,
that
and vice versa.
So let's real quick. How about I don't know, Jack Nicholson? What do you got?
As good as it gets.
And then I would say I'd pick anyone else, and let's say I would go Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt, Twister.
And I'd say Bill Pex. And this would continue like this.
Independence Day.
We're going to cut it that. We'll get
I'm just going to say I'm going to get the last one.
You can have the last one.
Yes. David, the other David, is far superior in this.
So the thing is, and then
The Fly.
Gina Davis. So the idea was that then we would kind of keep going back and forth,
right?
And until you find someone that stumps. And then the one key rule of the game, or one of the key rules, is you cannot use the same movie or same actor twice in a game. So once we've burned Jack Nicholson, even if we come back around to some other movie that has Jack Nicholson in it, you can't use him again.
Right.
Which is where you kind of start to eliminate options, and you can actually do you can't use the same movie, but you can kind of hover around the same things and use sequels and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, but Dave's really good at it. He's in a league of his own.
So what?
Or is it a league of their own? I
Yeah,
can't remember which one it is. But
was that your way of getting Gina Davis? Boom. Hey, I'm not trying to sing a Madonna song here, but I'm pretty sure you're pushing me to the borderline, Dave.
I hear that.
I want to see how you come up with a Madonna one and work it in. But so at a certain point, we started getting other people to play with us, and I don't want to brag about it, but I'm pretty good at it, and some people are good at math or being an adult. I'm good at this shit. And pretty soon we had the entire bar staff playing against me. And
many customers as well.
We would have customers that would be hanging out at the bar and would jump in as well. So what we're going to do, I think, in an episode is we'll have a game that'll go. But one of the problems that I always found with the game, which I still love the game, but one of the problems was that when you have to sit there and really ruminate over and think for minutes and minutes. So we're gonna implement some kind of time frame. Maybe we'll do a 2-minute thing. We'll still chat between it. Maybe someone gets.
I like that.
Maybe someone will get bought a little extra time if we start getting.
Or no, it should be like a chess game.
Right, or how long it takes you to beat somebody.
Yeah. But or every time you have 10 seconds to respond, and then you're out after that. So it has to be quick round.
Something like this. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out, but we're gonna do that.
Speed Bomber. I like it.
Yeah. Ooh, that's not bad.
It's for the champion.
So we're gonna do that, and that way, as long as we institute some kind of time restraints, then we'll keep it going on a, get in an episode, fit it in within like 45 or whatever. Right. So, yeah. So good time. So, let's see here. I mean, granted, if this is our first episode, I would ask you what's new, but no one knows what's old. So, what's going on, Dave? How about this? Give me anything. Give me like let's say, good movie you've seen, good record you've heard, good TV show you're into, a good fucking food thing you're all about. What
I definitely haven't seen Dick Tracy, but I'm looking to watch that movie eventually. And other than that, you know what? I've been thinking of a lot of cool things. I've had a soul-searching month, as you know.
Right.
So I did a master cleanse, which I only drank like water, lemonade, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper.
Cayenne stuff, yeah.
For like 10 to 15 days straight. And I'm now starting a vegan lifestyle. And in my mind, like I'm really happy about it. But like 10 years ago, me would have kicked my ass. So like I'm still a little conflicted. I used to make fun of this guy that I'm now becoming.
Well, real quick, just so, and I always screw this up. Vegan's one with no animal products at all.
Period.
So no egg, no anything.
No egg, no milk. So it's like a vegetarian, but you knock out the egg and the milk.
But you can eat bread, right?
You can eat bread.
Isn't there something up in there that came from an animal somewhere sometime?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
But what there is in bread, which I'm kind of toying with, is there's gluten, which people are saying now you should stick away from. I mean, and then I started thinking about all these things. I just think you're really blessed to live in a society where
it's an option.
Your worries deal with gluten.
Right, first world problem.
Not gluten.
First world problem.
Yeah, so I'm getting into a lot of first world problems right now, and you know that's I'm feeling blessed to be able to do that. But also, like I mean, standing with the 99% at the same time, man.
All right. We actually, it was funny because I was chatting with you. I stopped by a couple of weeks ago, and we had this talk when you were talking about your cleanse, and I'm a big non-believer in that stuff, the fucking toxins and all that business, which is fine. And I'm not. Hey, look, I eat like a fucking fat kid. I eat junk food.
I know it is amazing. You're like Fat Tommy in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Like you should be fat for all intents and purposes, and you're not.
I don't get it. And I always say, until the day when I can look down and not see my sneakers, where it looks like I'm smuggling a bowling ball.
You're not going to go for the penis there?
No. No sneakers.
that's not a red line. It's like I can still see my speakers when I step out.
I can always see. But
I would explode before that would be possible.
Yeah, but it's just sort of one of these things where I'm like, whatever, we'll see how it goes. I still somehow, even though I do eat a lot when I eat, it does manage to work out into like moderation, where I guess where some people do the thing where they're eating smaller portions more times throughout the day.
Which, as you know, this is not a character trait that I possess.
Right, and I do the one big meal, and then next thing you know, I'm talking about how I ate 3 hoagies in a sitting or whatever. But when I was by here talking about this, it was reminded me of what had happened the day that I came by, or the day after I came by. So I was feeling a little adventurous.
Okay.
I wanted food adventure, and I said that I want to go try a new some place I hadn't been to. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to someplace different. I'm not gonna go to one of the regular usual suspects, the main offenders. And my friend of mine had told me about this kind of bar and grill place that offers all sorts of exotic burgers. Like they do the alpaca burger and the ostrich burger, and they do a lion burger. And we had to talk about this, where it was like they make these things like, and it's set up on the menu the way like a lobster is in certain restaurants, where it's like what's the market price? You know what I mean? You don't know how much.
Right. Everything on their menu is market, right?
Right. Well, anything on that particular section of their menu, because this place still offers fucking pizza, nachos, and shit like that. Like it's still like just a bar and grill, but they have this one particular thing that they do. So I went in there, and I really thought I was going to try like something like that. And when I looked at that section of the menu, it made me feel really weird and kind of awkward. Like I'm looking at it going like, I don't think I want to eat alpaca. Like I don't know why. I'm not saying I wouldn't, and I'm not saying it's bad or whatever. I don't know.
Well, I like how that's how people consider themselves cultured in America, when they actually eat something of another animal or something. Not like I actually learned about another culture. Like well, I ate zebra.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I've never seen one running in the wild, but I had some asshole freeze dry it and send it over here, and then I ate it along with my Coca-Cola and Sports Center.
And I have had horse, by the way, on that note.
Yeah, and I've had. Have you ever had venison, like the deer?
Of course.
Yeah, it's actually rather tasty. It's fine. I'm just not.
It's all tasty. I'm also like a vegan that really enjoys the taste of meat.
I'm trying to bring you back to the dark side still. So.
I don't know if I'm going there.
We'll give it a minute. Let's go get some Jameson and gingers, and then we'll see how you're thinking. But so I go to this place, and I'm looking at that section of the menu, and I was like, I don't know. It didn't really seem like something I wanted to do. So I went to the regular, the pedestrian section of the menu, and I was told that their regular burgers were pretty good there. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get one of these. And they had the thing set up where, like, you know, always at the top of the menu, there's like our regular quarter pounder or whatever. And then as you start to get down, you get into all the crazy shit where they'll put like
we'll put the fixins on.
Yeah, put an egg on a burger, or here's the one we make that has like a, you know, pork chop wrapped in bacon stuffed in there too, or whatever.
Right.
And the one that they had right beneath their regular stock burger was a burger stuffed with cheese, like the patty.
Did it actually say that, or did it have a cooler name than that?
I think it had a cooler name. I don't. Doesn't matter. Like if it
inverse
was something
cheeseburger,
yeah, right? Like I don't know, fucking packed with cheddar burger or some shit, but they spell it like PAKT. So I go, all right, I'm gonna try this. We're gonna try something a little different than what I've never had a patty stuffed with cheese. I imagine it's almost exactly the same, but let's live a little. And I order this burger, and I get it with pepper jack because me and PJ, we hang out a lot. We're friends.
All right.
And I order it, and mind you, there's no one else in this place. I was in there at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. There's nothing going on in there.
You're there on the slacker shift.
That's fine. It's a beautiful thing, I think. when you have no one else around you, when you're out in public and somehow alone.
I'm not in disagreement with you. Slacker is the way to be.
So I order this, and I'm by myself sitting up at the bar, and the gal brings out this burger, and I go and I assemble it, because, you know, they'll give you the thing kind of half open or whatever, and open face.
Yeah, which I've never been the biggest fan of. You notice, like, restaurants and stuff, they're always trying to do less and less for you. You know, like to the point now, it's like I have to put my own shit in a doggy bag.
Right.
Really? Like,
yeah, it's just easier to pay one less kid to fucking
put it in my fucking doggy bag for me. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. So I assemble the thing, you know, like a fucking IKEA furniture item.
Right.
And I go to take a bite of it, and as I do, my entire right hand feels wet. And I go like, wait a minute, I didn't like put a bunch of, you know, condiments on this thing. I thought it was like ketchup and mustard just running down my arm or something. And then within 3.5 seconds, I realized that it wasn't wet. The fucking burger was so pressurized that the cheese had sprayed out when I took my first bite, and I had hot scalding cheese all down my right hand and like the top part of or the bottom, whichever part's closest to my hand, of my forearm, and it was just burning me. And I literally just go like, ah! And grab a napkin and wipe it up, and my hand was as like, I was telling somebody, it's like it was red like I'd been trying to make wine. Like it was red. And I go like, wow.
I mean, that's like kind of almost reminds me of the lady that got burned by that McDonald's coffee. That's some hot cheese in a deep fryer, no less.
Well, and that's just the thing where I'm sort of thinking like, I'm not going to be like a litigious guy, like, all right, I'm going to get at my attorney, and as I assessed the damage or lack of damage, I'm like, I'll be fine. But it was still this weird thing where I'm like, maybe they should know about this just because.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want this happening on a mass scale.
Yeah, someone brought it up to me, and I can't remember if it was you, because I probably mentioned this to 2 or 3 other people, but I don't remember if someone said like, well, what happens if the thing had like, you'd bitten into it and it sprayed, the cheese went into your mouth, like into like the roof of your mouth. And I just thought, ooh, yeah, that would suck. I was actually thinking of like it actually going airborne and hitting like an infant or something like that.
I mean, there could be eyes, you know, there's a lot of dangerous things that happen with protruding cheese that's hot.
Yeah, just like fucking projectile jack. Yeah.
That's what I've always wondered, and I've never checked up the stat, but how many people get seriously injured from OPA accidents every year at Coney Island?
Oh, the Saganaki, the flaming cheese?
Yeah.
I gotta figure it's more the server that like gets it with the hand. Like when because they have to, what's the big...
Right, but what if it's the day like waiters are notorious for carpal tunnel. You never know when that shit's going to hit. And it's just like they drop it, they forgot to put it out, and now it's on dad's lap.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
I guarantee it's happened.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder how often it happens.
Yeah, how about this? Just how many Saganaki accidents in this country alone? Pledge just a small amount of money
you
now.
have, like, internet. I am going to look that up real quick. I've always been curious. So, all right, go ahead with your story.
So that's all right. So I like the bartender, waitress, whatever, server person gal. She's like, "How's everything over here, sugar?" And I'm like, "Not real good, actually." I go, "Can I see a manager real quick or something?" I go, "It's not you. You're fine." Like, even though she wasn't, she was really like, she was not very pleased for her like Tuesday afternoon shift and just me sitting at the bar.
Right. As a side note, all right, first article that comes up: crippled woman dies in tragic Saganaki accident. Like, this thing happened. April 19th, 2011 is the date on that.
Crippled woman? Like, she was crippled already, or the Saganaki somehow crippled her and she died after?
I don't know. I'm going to guess she was crippled before, the way that headline is.
She couldn't roll away fast enough from the flames?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. And it was the table behind the woman that ordered the Saganaki. This is an innocent bystander.
Bystander, always.
Like, you order Saganaki, in the back of your head, you kind of know what you're getting into. You know it's a limited chance, but you really like flaming cheese.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Right.
I mean, there's no getting around that.
The fact that there's an innocent bystander that got hit here, it's a shame.
Wait, so per your newfound vegan beliefs, you can't have that, can you?
No. But there's a lot of.
Hey, Dave, you know what I'm gonna have
cheese
tonight at some point? I have a little Saganaki.
Right on.
Stop on.
I mean, there's a lot of cheese substitutes, which I do have my fridge stocked with as I'm making the transition. But
Could they possibly make a Saganaki substitute? Could you? Because you can't not eat things that have been aflame.
So, well, you can eat things that are flamed.
That's what I'm saying. So I said you can't not. I use the
right. I don't know. Like with vegan cheese and stuff, they have like your American, your cheddar, your like shredded cheese. Monterey Jack substitutes even, but the problem is like I do really like cheese. Like I'm completely vegan for health and political reasons now, which I'm sure we'll get into on a day that nobody won't want to hear anything what I have to say and we won't air it. But yeah, the thing is you can't get a brie, you can't get like a gorgonzola, and these are lovely.
And these are all things that
these are a few of my favorite things.
Those are as
when I was a child, I did childish things.
A friend of mine, we have this rule that we kind of settled on once, and we really enjoyed it. And all of those cheeses, we always say they fall under the rule of shit that makes your breath stink is more delicious. And it's always kind of how it goes. All the garlic stuff,
this is true.
All the whatever, it just sort of happens that way.
I make a lot of heavy garlic things.
There you go. So. Either way, anyway, just to backtrack there and wrap it up, the manager dude comes out.
Oh,
go
ahead with the manager.
So the guy, this just wraps it up. The guy came out, and it turns out he was like both the manager on duty of this place, and he was also the guy who cooked my burger apparently. And I was like, hey, I don't want to sound like a dick or anything. This thing just kind of burned me, and I don't really care. Don't worry about it. I'm still gonna finish this burger and happily pay for it, but. You might want to like do something like jab it with a little stick or something to kind of let that fucking that blank bullet off. And he was like, "Oh yeah, we generally do that." And all I was thinking was like, "How come you didn't do it with this one?" And he's just like, "Oh, maybe I just didn't get the thing in there far enough. I'm sorry, bro." And then
we generally make sure the bungee cord's secure.
But the interesting fact, the thing that I pulled from this, and the guy said, "Oh, just rub a little mustard on it." And I thought he was making like some kind of wise ass joke, like, "Yeah, why don't you eat your now cooked hand with mustard?" And apparently. Mustard seed is actually a salve for burns. So there you go. Everybody learned something right there.
Oh, boom.
There you go. So if anything, I threw myself on that cheese grenade so we could all learn that.
Right.
So anyway, all right. What do we got?
So it's crazy how vegetables save you from meat consumption.
I guess so.
So crippled lady had an oxygen tank.
Oh, shut up. Shut. Can we give her at least a first name? Because I think
and I'm actually going to be obvious. Apparently, they SEO'd this because it was a false story the entire time, as I've read down.
All right.
But, at first I didn't want you guys to be disappointed that I've taken us down this road, but it's still kind of funny. It could happen.
It's why
I feel like it has happened.
It's why you keep a laptop on hand.
Absolutely.
All right. So the cripple lady. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I think we'll keep this we'll keep this first episode a little short. I think that's a pretty good spot to wrap it up on. But I think when our next episode drops, hopefully we're going to try to keep them going once a week or once every other week. We'll figure that part out. But you can find us at theadventuresquad.com.
For the Squad Pod.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll do a lot of things. This Adventure Squad brand needs to get bigger and take over the world. Yeah, and we only have until 2012 at the end of the day.
So we've got 14 months.
And if you were keeping score, I did win the game with the Dick Tracy reference, and I think that is an awesome way to play the game. That actually, by the way, to see if you can make somebody forget throughout the entire episode.
That kind of worked. I did leave it. I was trying.
You let it go. I know you let it go.
Well, here's the thing. I was trying to think of a way to work in Charlie Korsmo, but I couldn't really work him in without saying another movie that he was in.
I would have been done.
Oh yeah. No, dude,
I don't even know who that is.
He's the kid. He's the little kid. The why don't you go suck an egg kid.
It's been a while since I've seen
the little
that
kid,
movie.
the orphan kid that Dick Tracy adopts with Tess. Well, he's also, real quick, he's the kid. He was in Can't Hardly Wait. The nerd guy that gets up and sings Paradise City, Guns N' Roses, at the party.
Wow.
Bam. He and I are birthday buddies. I don't know if you know that. I don't know how I know that. But,
nice.
So, all right, well, we'll wrap it up there. So, again, visit, you can check us out at theadventuresquad.com. I think there's Twitter links, I don't know, any kind of links. You can find us, blogs, stuff like that. We'll all be on there. So, thanks for listening, and we will see you guys next time.